So summarizing the first part, that is the prior dialysis connection. As I mentioned with the AV fistula, that we always put tourniquet before we do the buttonhole. Okay, then once you get the blood from the buttonhole, you have to release the tourniquet. Okay, those are just there's a little bit of additional information there. Okay, so as we have mentioned, so this is the AV fistula, and this is where the the point of the this is the point of connection between the anastomosis of the artery and the vein, and this is where you put your first needle here, the buttonhole. Buttonhole is actually taught in the hospital, by the experienced dialysis, hemodialysis RNs, and the patient will be trained to do that, and he will do that at home independently. Okay, so actually there is also an assistant at home, like wife or a friend that lives with the patient. So the first connection of the buttonhole actually is the part near the anastomosis, and this is actually the arterial line poke, and this is where we draw the blood out from the patient. And okay, so we get the blood and then flush that one, and this is going to the dialyzer, and then this tubing, the venous one, is coming from the dialyzer, and the blood will go back to the patient, and this is a second. So the patient will poke himself. There are two needles in here, one near the anastomosis area, which is the arterial line, and the farther away is your venous line. So that's why they call it the vein-to-vein connection. Okay, and as I said, we always use a septic technique in doing this one, but this is just for the sake of demo, So, and the other one too, this one here, and we don't use, you don't use tourniquet in here. Oh my God, we are not going to strangulate the patient, whatever. We don't use tourniquet for the permacath. And in here, we just, the difference is that with AV fistula, you do not use sodium citrate. We just flush that one. But with permacath, because this is a tubing, actually with the AV fistula, these needles will come out at the end. They will be taken out at the end and then sealed again. And you see that there's no tubing connected to the arm once the procedure is finished. But with the permacath, it remains with the patient, of course. Sometimes permacaths are good for years, months, years. Well, it depends if they got a donor right away. So in this case, with the permacath, they use the sodium citrate here, which is a blood thinner that they use at the end of the dialysis. And this is what we take out prior, doing all the flushes and everything. We take out this one from this tubing, and then you follow that with flushing with, you push flush with the blood, and then, you kind of flush it with normal saline. And the other one too has also has also what you call this one, sodium citrate, that will be taken out. So at the end of the dialysis, actually sodium citrate is used for this area, the arterial line area, and the other one is for the venous area. So one sodium citrate here, and there's another sodium citrate to the tubing. Okay, so that's about that one. And then we will be proceeding to the, connection. Okay, thank you so much.